What's up, guys, and welcome back. I got it. The sunroof panel finally came in and it looks really freaking good. It did come with some nuts. I think we're gonna have to sand out like the corners a bit, but I do have the seal on. We're also gonna have to drill out the holes where the tabs kind of go in for the sunroof headliner part. But check her out. This little like lip, you can kind of see where it's up a little bit higher compared to over here. And it kind of, oh, that part fell off just a little bit. So some parts are just a bit higher, but super freaking pretty. For the middle part, that's where the piece of the headliner kind of clips in, and it is a bit different, like on here where it just kind of is notched out. But I'm gonna kind of talk to Nick to see what he thinks. Alright, so let's at least set her in there to see what she looks like, because I'm pretty excited for that, and then we'll go from there. Looks pretty good in there. Look at that. So now all we gotta do is kind of just, I guess, spruce her up a little bit, file down or sand down like the edges here. You can't really see this edge here, but there's a few like high-end spots. But all right, here's another one, which is totally fine. That's in, then I can finally put the headliner back in, because I've been having that stored up in my upper spare bedroom for now, so that I can finally get out of there and be put back in the car. And it's just slowly but surely just coming together. These holes, we're gonna wait, because I didn't realize they're still stuck on this headliner piece. so now that we got the wind diffuser all fixed and put back in, and the sunroof good to go, there is like a spot that we still have to kind of like push down on the corner, which we're kind of thinking that it's just because it is an older car, but totally fine with that. It also could just be that the seal is new. Not for sure. We'll definitely play around with that a little bit later, but not sure if you can really see it. There we go. But just working this side. When it goes up, this side still kind of sticks down, so we have to pop her hand in here and just pop her up a bit. But dude, ooh, there we go. She looks pretty freaking cool. Also went and put the hoses back on. We blew them out to make sure nothing was in there. The front ones definitely seemed like they might have had something in there, but not no more. We also put some zip ties around the hose there. We did clip that spot off there. And then did the same thing to the back. Ooh, why is that doing that? There we go. No. But now it's officially time to put the headliner back in. One thing I do want to add though is I do plan on painting a few pieces. I just don't plan to do that right now. So there is a trim piece that goes on the front and on the back. Let me just, I'll turn the camera. They're these pieces. I'm going to wait to put these on. I just don't want those clips to break off, is kind of my fear. It's the same thing for the visors. I did the visors yesterday. They're not the greatest, but they will definitely do. So I do plan to paint those later on as well. I'm still going to pop these in just to help hold up the headliner. And then same thing with this. This piece just kind of goes around on the inside of the sunroof part. These go on first, and then this like kind of holds it on into place, I guess you could say. Look at how good she looks. Already got it kind of dirty. Tab kits that I normally use from Harbor Freight. I'm just going to use these little ones here. So grab a couple. Now I have to put the metal pieces back on. Figured I kind of show it. This part right here where it has the lip, you want that inside of like the headliner part. There's like little spots on the back of these. There's little like clip parts. That's the part that's going to clip on the outside of like the metal of like the sunroof, if that part makes sense. They do bend a bit, which is great. You don't want to bend it too much so they don't break, because they are really thin. And then once you get it on there, you can just bend it back to tighten it. So I'm not gonna put the seal on for some reason. I don't know, but it's not fitting right, and I don't understand because I took it off But one spot will be too much, and then there'll be it's just not fitting. So I'm just gonna leave it for now. And plus, each time that I have to take off this back part, keeps falling down. So, just gonna leave that be. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm not gonna put the visors in, because after putting those tabs in up front here, it actually seems to be holding pretty good. It's really frustrating, but it's fine. Totally fine. I have no idea. No idea. But I did want to talk about the engine though a little bit. I do have it pretty much like just mocked in here. We did get some, oh gosh, I gotta get over here. Some motor mounts. These are for a C5 and they bolt right to the block. And then after that you can get like the adapters. But the C5 motor mounts definitely work for it. We do have to cut off these flanges right here. That's the only like ish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure on the Isuzu we cut these off as well. But these are just manifolds off of a V8 from a Trailblazer that work just fine. No, it's not pretty, but it's totally fine. I plan on actually them kind of like I did with the Isuzu. And maybe eventually, most likely eventually, we'll end up upgrading it to have some headers. Another thing I did want to mention is we kind of went a different route for the transmission. I know that I talked a lot about the AR5, which is great. I love the AR5. We have 2 of them. And then the whole adapter you can get for the 3-bell housing. We ended up getting our hands on a transmission that we've both been wanting for quite some time. We got a T56 out of, I believe it's like an early 2000 Camaro. So that makes me really happy, mainly for the fact that it lines up a lot better where the transmission is going to like sit in the car. So we're not going to have to do a whole lot of cutting compared to where the AR5 would sit a bit farther up. But we do have a plan for like the AR5 later on down the road that we might end up putting it in the Isuzu, because the Isuzu has a 4L, a 4L60, 4L6. It's an automatic. So I do plan to make that a stick as well. So if anything, I mean, I do have a plan for it, and if, and only if, something happens to be wrong with the T56, they have an extra transmission too. So I did want to talk about that and just kind of give you a little update on that part. So much room right here. So much room. RX7s they're just made for this. That is it for this video though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.